So over 80% of Overwatch 2 players are pissed off with the current state of the game right now. And guess what? Marvel's about to drop a new hero shooter called Rivals, and it could be exactly what the gaming community needs. I mean, it's no secret Overwatch 2 has been a total shit show. They had a rough launch, they scrapped the PvE mode, and they barely left players with any new content, seeing as their focus was their new business model. This has left many unsatisfied and wondering what went wrong with Blizzard. Now with Blizzard's back against the wall, Marvel and NetEase Games are swooping in with Marvel Rivals. My first impression of it is that it does show potential, especially since it's going to be free to play. You've got a bunch of your favorite Marvel characters throwing hands in crazy 6v6 battles. I'm talking about the likes of Spider-Man, Iron Man, Black Panther, and more. And get this, the maps are straight out of the Marvel universe. You can fight in Asgard or a futuristic Tokyo, plus the characters have these insane abilities that let you combo up with your teammates. It's a multiplayer superhero team up that sounds like it's borrowing elements from the beloved Marvel Alliance franchise. All I know is that Overwatch 2 better watch they back, because Marvel Rivals is gunning for their spot as the new king of the hero shooters. The closed alpha starts May 2024, and I'm excited to see what they bring to the table. It feels like multiplayer games are currently in a dry place, so this could be the hero shooter we've been waiting for to cure us all of our boredom.
Oh, thank God!
So here's what you need to know. NetEase Games and Marvel have teamed up to bring us Marvel Rivals, and judging off the visuals in the reveal trailer, an educated guess can assume these two powerhouses are not playing around. NetEase is a publisher responsible for publishing games such as Naraka Blade Point and Dead by Daylight Mobile. And according to macrotrends.com, NetEase profits have been on the rise up to 43% since 2021, so rest assured this game will have a proper budget. As for Marvel, we all know their pedigree. I mean, they're responsible for classics such as
Morbid Time.
Jokes aside, Marvel Rivals alpha test is set to drop May 2024, and I'm already counting down the days. The boys and I need a new reason to hop on Discord and blame each other over the constant losses we're gonna be taking in this game. Now, NetEase and Marvel have been tight-lipped about the details, but you know they have a chance to cook up something special if the execution is done right. It's a big if though, considering you do have NetEase behind this game. That publisher is known for nickel and diming their player base to death with their business models, which is a concern for me considering Rivals will be free to play. So hopefully they release a dev diary video or an article breaking down how the business of this game will be run, so we the players can decide if this is for us. As for Marvel, these are the masterminds behind some of the biggest names out there. This is the same company that gave us Spider-Man, Iron Man, and the X-Men, and seeing them all clash in a 6v6 multiplayer experience has the potential to be a nerd's wet dream come true.
Brother,
The potential is here. I can already see myself swinging through the city as Spider-Man, blasting bad guys with Iron Man's repulsors, and cursing up a storm with Rocket Raccoon. And seeing as Marvel has a laundry list of iconic characters, the potential for future updates is damn near limitless. Hopefully NetEase and Marvel aren't just throwing a bunch of characters together and calling it a game. I pray they take their time to make sure everything is just right. I mean, they should know they've got a lot to live up to, because the last thing you want to do is piss off gamers and comic book fans. So while we're all sitting here twiddling our thumbs and waiting for Marvel Rivals to drop, I figured I'd put together a video breaking down everything we know about the game so far for those not in the know. We're going to be talking about game mechanics, maps, the roster, storylines, and even throwing a little shade at Overwatch 2. And when it finally comes out, hopefully this game can be the hero shooter the market deserves. A healthy alternative for those not happy with the market's current offerings. If they stick their landing, they have a chance to create a new rabid fan base, so stick with me to the end as we explore what makes Marvel Rivals so special and what sets it apart from other hero shooters out there, or at least what they think separates it from the pack.
I see what you did there.
So I've done my research diving deep into the gameplay of Marvel Rivals, and let me tell you, for some of you might have your mind blown. For others, you might be unimpressed, but truthfully me, I'm kinda in the middle. First off, what you need to know is that this is a 6v6 third-person shooter format that's designed to make you feel like you're right in the middle of the action. Will that actually be how you feel? Nobody truthfully knows until we get some hands-on time with it, but that's what they say. What I do know is that I find the heavy emphasis on verticality in their map design to be intriguing. In Asgard, you can jump from rooftop to rooftop, flanking the enemy position and catching them off guard if they aren't looking up. I know that extra verticality is going to play a pivotal role because it does in Overwatch, but also it played a huge role in Paragon, also known as predecessor these days. There's also a heavy attention to the little details in the map as well. Going back to Asgard, you've got all these intricate carvings and statues of Norse gods everywhere, and in Tokyo 2099, the city is just dripping with this futuristic style. I'm talking about neon signs, holographic advertisements, the whole 9 yards. I wouldn't be shocked if hardcore comic book nerds are able to spot Easter eggs in the landscape when the full game releases to the public. I personally just enjoy how vibrant and welcoming everything everything is. Games have gotten too dark and serious these days, so it's refreshing to see a dev team go with a more vibrant look. I don't think this game is gonna win any Best Graphics of the Year award, but the map and character designs do catch your eye, so to that I'd say they accomplished their mission. But dialing it back to the verticality, I'm curious to see how characters will be given the ability to take advantage of that vert, but also how many counters will be in the game. Balance is key, and I would hate for this game to suffer from one or two heroes just dominating everything because they don't have counter picks. I can picture Spider-Man being really annoying, just swinging all over the place if proper thought isn't put into what counters him or a cooldown isn't put on his swinging. But hey, I know what you're thinking. Man, all these maps sound cool and stuff, but what about the characters? Who are we gonna be fighting as? Well, let me tell you, Marvel Rivals is not playing around when it comes to that hero lineup. A bunch of heroes have already been confirmed for launch, with the likes of people from the Avengers to the X-Men and beyond. The full list includes Namor, Loki, Magic, Groot, Rocket Raccoon, Luna Snow, Black Panther, Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Magneto, Mantis, Penny Parker, Star-Lord, Scarlet Witch, Hela, and the Punisher. But here's the thing, each of these characters have their own set of unique abilities that can totally change the way you play the game. Like if you're playing as Iron Man, you'll be blasting folks from a distance with your repulsive beams, but if you're playing as Black Panther, obviously you're gonna have to get up close and personal with those vibranium claws. And the best part about this roster is you can mix and match these characters to create combo damage moves. Sadly, this wasn't much on display during the reveal trailer, so I would love to hear more in depth about how this works. Things such as, can only certain characters' moves synergize with one another, or can they all synergize with one another? Also, how does the damage scale? Right now, we only have our imagination, but I do like the idea of having the Punisher and Storm on the same team. It'd be cool to see Storm charge up Punisher shots with lightning for extra damage, or it'd be dope to see the Hulk throw Black Panther so he can get in quicker for close range combat. The possibilities are endless if they get creative. If there is some depth here, I could see people spending hours just trying out different character combinations to optimize synergy on the battlefield. Now, from the trailers, we can see personalities will be on display, but to what extent, I'm not sure. You can hear battle cries during attacks, but I would love to know if this game will sport voice lines unique to each character's personality. Like I could see Tony Stark and Spider-Man with their cocky one-liners after they kill somebody, or have Hulk scream strongest there is after he makes a strong push. I think there's a lot of potential there. Also, unique interactions between various characters would be dope too. Two games I think do this well are Mortal Kombat and Apex Legends if the devs are looking for some inspiration. Add some flair to help the game stand out. That's how you build a strong fan base when it comes to these games. But as cool as the character roster and gameplay are, that's not even the craziest part about Marvel Rivals. This is a multiplayer game, but I commend them for going the extra mile. They did what Overwatch 2 couldn't, and that's cook up a storyline.
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
So here's the deal. You've got Dr. Doom, right? That metal-faced man who's inspired one of the greatest rappers of all time, R.I.P. MF Doom. Well, in Marvel Rivals, he's up to no good, and according to Rivals' press release, Dr. Doom and his future counterpart from the year 2099 have caused countless universes to collide in an event called the Time Stream Entanglement, creating new worlds in crisis. This has forced superheroes and supervillains from across the Marvel multiverse to fight together and against one another as desperate groups seek to defeat both Dooms before one achieves domination over these realities. Now, this is interesting to me for a couple of reasons. Dr. Doom is one of my favorite Marvel villains. They're flirting with the multiverse, and I'm curious to know how this story is going to be told. Are there new cutscenes happening before or after matches, maybe both, or are those PvE missions that were supposed to be in Overwatch 2 teleported into Marvel Rivals? Petty jokes aside, I want to know what impact your wins and losses have on the story, if any. Also, what does Galactus' daughter have to do with this all? The only info I could find online is that she will be the overseer of matches and the announcer. I could be wrong, but I have a hard time believing that's her sole purpose, as Galactus devours worlds, and in the story synopsis, it claims heroes and villains are fighting for theirs. And since we don't know, instead, let's just pivot to the alpha. It's coming. The closed alpha is going down May 10th, 2024. That's a chance for everyone to get their hands on the game early, test kits, and provide feedback to the developers. If you're interested in signing up, there will be a link in the description box below. The same description box where you can find all my other YouTube channels and my social media pages, wink, wink, wink. Just know Marvel Rivals is in it for the long haul. At least that's their plan, and that's what they say. Obviously, their success is predicated on if the public rocks with this game. But if the public does, just know they've got seasonal drops planned to attempt to keep things fresh and new. Every season, they'll be adding new heroes to the roster, and I'd imagine we'll see new maps and potentially modes or seasonal events. I can see a world where Marvel Rivals ties an event into the latest MCU film. Like, imagine when Deadpool 3 comes out, they drop a new map set in the X Mansion and add Deadpool to the roster. It'd be an easy way to drum up hype for both properties, but that's just my speculation. I think Marvel Rivals has the potential to be a hit. I mean, it's a free multiplayer game that's taking everything we love about hero shooters and fusing it with the world of Marvel. Let's just hope they don't take the things we hate about hero shooters too. That's how you kill your momentum, especially in this era where journalists and content creators are looking for a reason to dunk on something. I mean, do you remember how hyped people were for Overwatch 2 before it fell off a cliff? I mean, the game does still have its own little niche community, but it's not the mega hit the first game was. Blizzard messed up, and now NetEase and Marvel smell blood in the water. Let's see if they can successfully execute the same way I successfully executed this video on $70 games. Prices on games could be going up, and all you have to do is click the card on the screen to find out why. We're all about to be broke.